Okay, I hope you don't mind that. What an over-the-top way to make a thumbnail, but that's how people do it. That's how I get your attention. And I'm not going to go and make it. I'm just going to use the first frame. Easy peasy. So, weekly update. It's Sunday, and I hope you're having a lovely week. I hope you've had a lovely weekend, and I'm just going to give you a quick update as to what I've been up to this week. And I'll try and do this every week, and I am going to read from some notes, so otherwise I'd forget what I'm going to say. So take that for granted. I'm going to be looking down. I don't have a teleprompter. Maybe I'll get one day. Who needs a teleprompter? Okay, so biggest sort of update for me is that I have been very lucky to start working with a couple of international masters. We've got International Master Eric Rosen and International Master Andras Toth. So Eric has started working with me and on openings, and he kicked off with teaching me the basics of a couple of E4 openings. So we worked with the Scotch and the Alapin, and you can see that video. That's I think my most recent video. And we had a lot of fun. That was brilliant. We ended up going really deep into a line called the Basman-Palatnik double gambit, which I thought was hilarious. And you end up down 4 pawns, I believe, if not 5 at one point, but winning, which is pretty cool. And I really would like to get that opening on the board and then convert it. But it'd be amazing if I actually got that opening. That would be pretty cool. So I'll give that a go and see if I can. I'll let you know if that happens. I will build out my Scotch and Alapin prep. I've got a Lee chess study, and so I'll sort of add to that slowly but surely and start to play games with it and report back to you on how that goes. And the reason this is actually such a big thing for me is because I've always been quite allergic to learning openings. And I think the reason is I always thought it was just like rote memorization. Just remember lines, yes, this, then that, without really thinking and without really understanding what you're doing, and just memorize it, and once you finish the sort of 17 move variation, then you have a winning position maybe, or a slight advantage. And it never really tickled my fancy, and then I have been converted to actually, if you understand what you're doing, then there are some fun elements of the opening, and you're actually learning how to play chess because it's still tactical, still positional and strategic, etc. And so rather than just rote memorization, it's understand every single move. And from Ben Johnson's Perpetual Chess Improvement book, the advice is to make sure you don't just sort of go, I'll just remember this bit. I'll just remember that it's E5, not understand it, because you will just forget it. You might remember it for tomorrow's game, but you won't remember it in the long term, and you want to play more than just tomorrow's game. Okay. The reason it's a massive thing for me is that because of my lack of opening prep, I get into bad positions all the time. So feeling confident with my opening and going into the middle game without being always slightly disadvantaged, which is pretty much always what I'm doing, that is going to be a massive difference to my game. Okay. Last thing on that, on the Eric video, there was a comment from MMGC91 regarding the choice of E4. So they said, but please ask for a second opinion regarding the openings, taking into account the objective you have set yourself, which is to try and get as good as possible, as quickly as possible, to paraphrase my own goal. I wouldn't like to see you crash before the openings overwhelm you and you spend too much time on them. And believe me, one E4 implies a brutal investment of time if you don't want to lose many games in the first moves. So they said a few more things, but that was the sort of crucial point. So I think this is really important, and I will speak to Eric about it. The reason why Eric focused on E4 is because in my Reddit post and what I've sort of spoken to him about, my goal being is to play the most beautiful chess possible. And so not just to get as good as possible rating wise, which is one of my goals, but also to play chess that I'm proud of, chess that I can sort of share with my friends and say, hey, look, I made this amazing move, or I played this amazing game. And he made the point that E4 allows for more beautiful chess. So I'll chat with him because maybe it's going to be a crazy mountain of work and I shouldn't be giving myself that. Okay, moving on to Andras. So me and Andras had our first lesson today. Loads of fun. It was a great session, and we focused on the goal of 2200 on chess.com, which is like more than 700 points increase, because right now I'm languishing in the 1400s. And he immediately recommended something which I've been doing already, which is focusing almost exclusively on tactics. So 80% of my time on tactics, and he sent me away, and I've been doing mate in threes and some openings puzzles on Lee Chess. And if you see my day 5 video, 8 hours of chess a day, I did set myself the schedule of like majority tactics, which I got a lot of criticism for. So it's quite nice to hear Andras saying, "Give it all, smash it, tactics, go for it, 100%, well, 80%. And yeah, that's a quick update there. He'll post that on his channel, Andras Toth's Chess Coach Andras channel. So massive thank you to both Eric and Andras. Just ridiculous. It's wild to me that they're working with me. It's completely crazy, and I'm very, very grateful for it from the bottom of my heart. Okay, quick sort of games update then. So I played 47 rapid games and I gained 51 points. I played 6 classical games and I lost 43 points, partly because I ended up playing like a couple of 25-minute with no second increment games. Wasn't focused enough, was just trying to get a non-provisional rating, play enough games that I can get a proper rating that doesn't have a question mark after it. Lost 43 points. Not good. I'll focus more, make sure my classical games are all much longer format. Anyway, that was a mistake. I did loads of puzzles on CT Art 4.0 and Chess Tempo, both different apps. And I won't bother going to the stats now because this update's already too long, but I'll share the stats with you next Sunday for this next week's work, because I'll be doing a lot of puzzles. The most important update for you about my gameplay is that I have, on a few occasions, before making my move, which I was decided in my head, I think I'll make this move. Before making that move, I've noticed my opponent's best move, or a move which screws up my idea completely. And it's been really encouraging because it's something I was terrible at before. I'm not good at it now, but I'm better at it now. I have a few times gone, they can do that. I should not do my move. It will not work, which is awesome. It's so good because it's so often I'll make a move and then I'll think, wait a minute, I haven't even considered what if they just do this? Oh, I'm an idiot because I did not consider my opponent's best move. That's brilliant. Huge improvement for me. And the next thing is, I think 8 hours a day is a little bit much for me. I found myself struggling to get through 8 hours each day. And so I think I'm going to try and build up to that over the next few weeks rather than trying to just boneheadedly hit 8 hours per day. And last little update was, very excitedly, on Friday, Ben Johnson interviewed me for the Perpetual Chess podcast as an adult improver, and that'll be released on about the 10th of December. This has just gone over 10 minutes. I was trying to get it less than 10 minutes. Okay, have a lovely rest of your Sunday if you're watching this on Sunday, and I hope you're really well. Goodbye.